Okay. Hello, hello, welcome. Hello to anyone that's watching. We have the Belgian Grand Prix tonight from the World Series. Send us a message if you're on one of the many streaming platforms that we now offer. We've got Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Send us a message. Let us know where you're from. And yeah, Belgian Grand Prix. It's a funny old track. It's a long one. Really long one. It's like a minute or something. Minute 40. So it takes a while, especially for safety cars. So hopefully we don't see too many of those today. Okay. We should be all good to go. We will just wait and see who our first driver is. The Viking seeming to come out. Have we got anyone already out? McLaren just cuts in front. Westhoff coming out too. Seems like we don't have sound right now, so there we go. So a bit of a strange one, I guess, to start. Everyone coming out together. We might be a little loud. Let us know how our sound is going. So, I think maybe, who's that in first? Is it what? Apex? No? Deku? Aladdin. Aladdin's out first, and we're going to watch their lap, I think. So make sure, again, if you're watching on any of the various platforms, send us through a message with your prediction of how quali might go. Dudification already out, which is a strange one. Alright, so let's take this opportunity to learn a bit about the track. Pretty simple, hard braking zone on turn 1. Into this lovely, sweeping uphill corner. Into a big old DRS straight where most of the overtaking happens. It's pretty long, pretty high speed. Full twisty section where you need to ride some curbs. And then it's all downhill from here. Aladdin keeping it tight very well. A very quick fast left-hander, just a little dab on the brakes. And straight off. Paladin, of course, goes first for a short period of time. You see Westhoff also crosses the line. Sorry, I was moderating some chat there. Westhoff puts it in second, Loggy Bay in third. We got Deku coming across the line, and Valhalla is putting it into fourth there. So Valhalla, a new member to the group, has raced before, but ooh, Apex gets a disqualification there. A lot of the drivers parking in some strange areas. Catino coming through these final two into the pits. Now this is a tricky pit entrance to do on manual. It's really tight. So everyone else is still in the pit. We've got a few people coming in after setting times. The only one currently on track with anything coming up is Pentagonial. O10's also coming out, that Aussie dude. So we will see a couple laps soon. Alright, so we are back on board with Pentagonial as they come down through this really tricky fast left-hander. Got a couple people looking at the mediums, nobody trying it just yet. Back straight now. The final long part of the track before the very, very difficult curbs of the chicane. Alright, straightens up, not too bad, and finishes fourth after that one. So next on the agenda we have, well, that Aussie dude, of course, is on a bush lap, I believe, at the moment, so we'll ride on board with them. Hugging that curb on the inside nicely, you really got to get your right tyre up on it. None of the drivers choosing to mount that curb on the left, which I think is fair enough. It's kind of tricky, but I think you do get a fair chunk of time out of that. Might see some more go for it later on. So that Aussie dude now on this final sector, sitting at about 1:35 now, coming into that final chicane. 010s gets it first. Bit of a kick of oversteer for that Aussie dude, puts it in fourth. Very well done. So 010s in the Ferrari up to first. Now, I should probably take the chance to officially apologise to 010s. Both went out in the first lap of the Jeddah Grand Prix. Yeah, it was my fault. So, my bad. I just spun out and 010s couldn't go anywhere. And poor bugger drove straight into my wheel. So there you go. Hopefully 010s has some success this time to make up for that. Alright, what else we got? We got Bot Day coming out for one Gears, potentially. Bot Day just started one. This is one of the problems with this track, is it's so hard to... you got so many different... so many different parts of the track with a lap going on. Gez though seems to be doing well so far. It's right on board for the end. See this chicane really hugging the right hand side and getting on that curb. You see 010 stuck into the pits there. Gez keeping it on the right hand side to minimize the distance to the line, and it does manage by almost 3/10 of a second there to take out first place. So well done, Gez. Good lap. Catino is at the top of the hill. We also have Bot Day, who's a little further down the hill. So we'll watch Bot Day first. Setting a good time at the moment. Alright. Let's see how Bot Day handles this chicane. Cuts it nicely on the left. Uses the accelerator, gets some of that rotation, and manages to go 8/10 faster than Gez to go at 142.2. Catino also, unfortunately Catino bailed out of their lap, so hopefully they will come around again. Westhoff, they had a little incident there at the top of the hill. Just pulling over to the side to let some people pass. And seeing as Aladdin went past, we will follow on with... No, we won't actually. This is an invalidated lap, unfortunately. So, who else can we follow with? Loggy Bear is a little bit further ahead. Succulent Chinese meal seems to have invalidated on those medium tires. Gez is out. Parked in a dangerous location. Disqualified, so loses their time. So know what's happened there. Okay. Back to a succulent Chinese meal who's going around again. Not convincingly though. Had a 146 last time, which is not going to be enough to break the top 10, even with a successful one. Pentagonial struggling to move further up the field. Finds themselves in 9th at the top of the hill, looking to improve. Sorry if you hear me go quiet for long periods of time. I am trying to sort of moderate chat as much as possible while also watching the action. So we have Pentagonio coming up right up on the end of their lap now. Gets appointed in a straight line, floors it, does manage to improve by 8/10 almost. Only just good enough for 7th at the moment. Will get in front of O10s coming out of the pit. O10s and Deku both coming out. Let's try set a new time. Bot day isn't. Aussie dude retiring. Who have we got? Tino is on an outlap. Is who's Deku? Yeah, Deku looking to be the first to set their final time. Loggy Bear coming out of the pits with just enough time. Who's that behind Loggy Bear? Must be V-Ducks. V-Ducks will definitely get another chance to set a time. I'm not sure that Bot Day will though. Bot Day's gonna have to really make up some time somehow to manage to get across. Oh, I suppose they've got time. We'll see. We'll check back in with that race a little later on. Deku crossing the line to start their final lap. Deku pushing a little too hard there. Yellow flags. Invalidated lap. And Deku not happy with that one. And hopefully it's not going to affect the other drivers. O10's coming through rather quick. Okay. Should be out of the way and all fine, so we'll also give up their time. So O10s now will be first to set their final time. And also has a shot at clinching pole position here. Bot Day with 20 seconds to get back over the line. V-Ducks finishes off and moves into 4th. Are they still going? Maybe. Is Westhoff on a fast one? Yeah, it seems like they are. Bot Day though, not having enough time to get to the line. So, O10's up 0.08 of a second, that's right, 0.08 of a second on their previous time. Needs a 10th off their best time, so has the chance to sneak. Oh no, sorry, it's not a 10th, it's. Sorry, that's my bad. It's closer to a second. So yeah, O10's doesn't really need to do this, but you know, probably wants to see what the best time might look like, especially if this is an old set of tyres. Okay, so it does improve. Hits under the 143s. Very well done. V-Ducks last to set their time now. We also have Westhoff coming over. Westhoff improves, gets 3rd place. Alright, I'm finally coming over the line. V-Ducks. At 140 now. Does improve to a 143 something on the medium tyres. That's a massive, massive effort from V-Ducks.
V-Ducks then. Great lap.
Hey, V-Ducks,
Huge.
did you load up Apollo Wolf.exe by any chance?
Huge result there. It seems like I have not muted everyone, so I
But to
will be
actually
going
load that up,
through
you've got to
right
have the
now.
fur pass that Apollo Wolf has given you. So I don't think V-Ducks.
Apologies to all of you drivers, but you're annoying. Alright, Bot Day 010's V-Ducks in third. It's going to be massive. Let's just bring the chat up. No, it's still not working. I can't seem to remove doing a bang up job. Thank you. Thanks, Dave. I can't seem to remove the like chat history of those messages. Like I've deleted them and timed them out and everything, but I just can't get rid of it. Doesn't matter though. Here we go. Quick drink. All right. 3, 4, 5, lights up, and away we go. Long wait. Car pulling out really far on the back there. Everybody getting away okay though. Let's flick a little bit back through the field. Oh, we've had a big old crash there. Duplication is seeming to just get wedged up against the wall. Pentagonal in that McLaren there into 8th, sort of closing on the back of Catino. Let's go down on board now with Loggy Bear, who's overrun that a bit. Oh, is really out of shape coming into here. Needs to, yeah, okay, settles it nicely. A second and a half between Westhoff and O10s now. Big old gap forming very quickly. Yellow flags. Duplication maybe with some trouble. Yeah, for sure has some damage. Yeah, and there was a wing in that wall just there, so Gers makes the pass, and Duplication has a long way to go back to the pits. As we see a big crash here, Apex. Oh, Duplication. Apex and a Cycling Chinese Seal both out. And Duplication, with the lack of steering, almost just completely takes them, or themselves, out of the race, mostly. That was scary stuff. So full safety car, you wouldn't think it would change that much, but we do have some people going into the pits. V-Ducks, unless there's damage here for V-Ducks, going in on the medium's a strange choice. Yeah, it does have no front wing. The same for Deku, I believe. Yeah, Deku's getting a wing. Duplication obviously needs like basically a new car. Yeah, so fair enough. Alright, let's see if we can bring up some details. Let's see who's been doing what. So Westhoff, Aussie Dude, both moved up a couple. Our front row is in the same spot, same as Aladdin and Pentagonal. The rest of the field have moved up, except for V-Ducks, who obviously chose to pit after getting all that damage. It's lost 9 places. Well, is it really a choice if you have to pit? Don't know. So yeah, and then Deku up a couple spots, obviously. Starting at the back. Let's ride off board, as that's really annoying when the drivers are Trying to get rid of some fuel. So our current tyre situation is an interesting one. Obviously, top 9 gears on hards. That's weird. Anyway, the point is that a lot of the front runners are on softs. We have gears probably looking to go to the end on those hards if they are actually not what they started on. Deku obviously on fresh tyres. Same with V-Ducks. Now you would hope that the safety car would be going in this lap, but this is the problem. Is that a minute 40 is 2 not a lap. So you end up getting a long amount of waiting around in this one. But that's okay. Oh, that's a cool shot. Hopefully the next game, F1 2022, hopefully it has some better observing features, because it would be nice to get a better idea of where the camera's going. But there you go, can't have it. We should also, well actually, let's take the rest of this lap because there's another good minute to go until we start again. Let's bring up some new tech. That's right. You are currently seeing the standings. And in the standings, you're seeing V-Ducks and the Viking right up the top, battling it out. So this is going to be a really interesting race with that in mind. Because V-Ducks and Viking both find themselves back down the order. They're both going to be looking for maximum points, if possible. V-Ducks on the softs will be stopping at least one more time. Viking on the mediums will also be stopping at least one more time. Probably the only people that can go to the end is Gares if the tyres aren't the ones that they started on. Loggy Bear could for sure, maybe Deku. Alright, Bode playing some games. O10's getting a bit of a weave on. Bode tricking it. It's pretty safe to go off one of these corners in my opinion. Gets a little bit of spin. But a lot of other people do as well. We get some diving into the pits, strangely enough. A big old change around in the order, mostly just through pit stops. It's mostly spread out a bit. We've got Valhalla closing up on Pentagonial, who's also closing right up on Catino. Deku sitting close as well. Let's see if we can... Well, we'll see if Pentagonial can get past first. That isn't using the energy. So we'll see how this little train works itself out. Deku does get past though, and Loggy Bear is not able to fight it back. So we're gonna follow on board with Valhalla, I think. See this little pack in action. Gares was looking close to Vedux there, but it widens out quite significantly in a few seconds. See some of those tire marks from rough crash. Now Valhalla's starting to fall back just a little bit. Gares though on Vedux. Now Vedux has got soft tyres. They're only a lap old, but I mean, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Westhoff looking to get past quick. Must both have damage. Scary for Westhoff. I don't know. We'll see if they pop into the pits. But we got Viking, of course, the only one currently in any sort of DRS range. Vedux does go into the pits, expecting to see Gares doesn't though, so interesting why Gares didn't just sort of hop past Vedux there. Valhalla doing pretty okay job through there. Runs wide though. Viking will be seeing that as an opportunity to close up a bit, and does so, down to 6/10 now. Pentagonial was at 6/10 for a little bit, but gap has come back out to almost a second. Viking sitting at half a second now behind Valhalla, as we see yellow flags, and Aussie, Bear and Deku scrapping, and Deku takes a rough hit into the wall, but collects it mostly on the tyres, so will be okay. Doesn't have much threat of Westhoff cleaning them up either. So the word is out from Race Control, DRS enabled, which is very good news for Pentagonial, very good news for Viking and Deku. So let's watch the first of these battles. Pentagonial uses just a little bit of the energy just to stay up behind us. We have yellow flags in Sector 3. Gares and Deku involved in some clashes as Deku pits. Now getting very close there, almost taking out the rear wing, or the rear tyre there with the front wing, I should say. Viking does not manage to pass Valhalla, and whoever else, I think it was Deku who was in range, has had to pit. So, very unfortunate there. Catino pushing back hard against Pentagonial, taking a wide line. As we see some of the yellow flags, Aladdin has done himself a mischief and will rejoin. And that Aussie dude comes off. Craziness. And Admiral Aladdin comes off. Not respecting the tyre temps. What is happening? Now there's going to be a battle over the tyre temp kids. The tyre temp boys. I don't know what I'm saying. Both decide not to bother though, because it's just going to result in them spinning. So Aussie dude decides these tyres are cooked. unwisely heads into the pit. So Loggy Bear will jump up ahead. We have Viking within half a second of Valhalla. Of such a weird series of events there. Catino with the DRS on Pentagonial. Pentagonial just parking it straight in the middle, sort of set up. Ooh, okay. Catino sees it, but yeah, bit of a late move there under braking. A little scary there if you're Catino, although you are going uphill, so the braking is pretty okay. Let's get an update though on the ERS situation. So Pentagonial with a bit more than Catino. Some really weird spins there. Aussie Dude down to 11th now from that one. Admiral Aladdin has managed to keep it pointing the right way, although it did end up dropping the positions to the Viking and Valhalla. Patino still at half a second now. Pentagonial has not really used any ERS so far. A little bit used from Catino. Pentagonial decides not going to give you another lap of DRS, sorry. And pops into the pit. Goes to the undercut. We'll see how that works out. So we'll not be getting a wing change or anything like that coming out onto the hard tyres. Bot Day now. Out in first. 4.5 seconds. Not bad at all. Catino in third with good 10-second gap until O10s. That's not ideal, especially when you're coming under attack from Viking on these medium tyres that are, just going to be getting better and better compared to these 7-lap-old softs now. And we've already seen some people boxing earlier to get onto these harder compound tyres. Pentagonial, I think, will be the example of the undercut, and if it works particularly nicely around him. So we've really just got this one battle going on now. Viking in the Mercedes, hunting down Catino. It would be wise for Catino maybe to pit this this time. O10s goes another lap. Bot Day chooses to. Catino is going to choose to go long as well. So this is great for Viking. Great. He's just being pulled along DRS. Gets to save a bit of energy. About the same. And then as long as he stays in range between the DRS zones, we're just getting free energy. Is using a little bit though. Maybe wants to get past. Isn't going to be able to. Interesting. Continue getting a little wide there. Very smooth through that section though. What else we got? O10s is just pretty clearly out in front at the moment. Bot Day obviously thinks that the mediums will last long enough on a one-stopper, unless they're going for two. But already onto the back of the Viking. Already pushing along that's got to be looking scary. Admiral Aladdin with a DNF. Where? Safety car. Where has that happened? I'm not seeing that on the map at all. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks like coming out of that corner, it's just lost it into the wall. Oh, so sad. Ooh, rough spot too. Well, we don't need to see everybody. Alright, so for those that stay out a little longer, big advantage. They're coming out on, well, what day in O10's sort of, and Katina really, even out with that. Viking onto some soft tyres. That's interesting. Pentagonial gonna come out, or stay out rather, on hards. So we don't really get to see if the undercut worked. Unfortunately, it's going to be another long one. Viewers from various streaming platforms, it's going to be another long one. So while we wait, let's, well, you know what they say, let's moderate chat. That's right. Yeah, no captions. Yeah, true, no captions. I know, we did have the chat on, it's just that there's, I don't know, YouTube must just be like a cesspit of just the worst people, you know what I mean? I mean, it is, and everybody knows that it is, but it's confronting to just be faced with it, you know? Geez, Botte really giving the safety car some hard work. I will admit that safety car sometimes does play tricks with you. You feel like it should move out of the way more, but it does not. Just takes you by the scruff of the neck. So after this is over, what are we talking? Lap 12 it'll come in? Probably. 10 laps to go. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out. Find somebody who isn't doing that. I think mediums are definitely the right tyre to be on. Viking with these softs is gonna really find it tricky to go, you know, another 10 laps around here is a long time. It's the better part of 2 minutes, you know. We do have Deku quite a ways back though, so we might be okay. If safety car goes another lap, I can see the mediums working really well. I don't know, you can't plan for the worst, you just gotta hope. Deku does not seem to be going very fast. Not very fast at all. Yeah, so I don't really know what the strat is with this. So it seems to be kind of struggling though. I don't know, is that... Am I reading too much into it? Like pushing it to go another lap, I guess, maybe? I think Deku just has like a ton of damage. You can see when he turns in, the car just looks like it's about to take off, you know? Like it just doesn't look stable. I mean, damage doesn't change the fact that you're still driving in third down a straight, you know, but like, maybe the damage is just so bad that you can't go flat out, I don't know. But yeah, I think... Ooh, okay. Look, that, to me, looks like a retire. I would probably just want the paint to be over, but... Can't even reach 8th on that straight, but it looks a bit too much drag. Oh, good. Let's see if we can see some of that damage. It looks okay from still. Yeah, maybe I'm seeing a little bit. I'm not sure really. Can you see? That side pod looks okay. Maybe it's underbody. The wings looking alright. I mean, that left side pod is looking a little scraped up, but alright. So a few more many laps under safety car later, and we will be coming back in. And now there'll be 9 laps to go, so I'm starting to think that Vedux and Viking might have just picked the perfect strat here. Unknowingly. With lower fuel loads, you can definitely make the tyres go 9 laps. So, could be that mysteriously, Vedux and Viking have sort of fallen into the right plan here. So, safety car restart ensuing. Viking safe with 2 hard runners behind. And on soft tyres that could well go to the end, maybe. We will find out. Alright, O10's looked to take a shorter line there to try and get a better run, but didn't quite manage it. Botte went early. Coutinho with the best gap, but those soft tyres giving him a lot of traction. Pentagonial using the energy to keep up. Vedux experiencing the same thing. Soft tyres, Pentagonial picks up a time penalty. Vedux moves to the right, doesn't have access to the slipstream anymore. He's gonna have to launch it. It does, but finds Gares having some trouble. There's contact. There's massive contact. What was that? I don't know what that was really. West off with damage. Deku gets past. That really should be a safety car. But please, for the love of God, no. Aussie dude battling it out with Pentagonial. Viking has gapped as to be expected. Those hard tires. And yeah, I think he's in with a decent shot at the win here. We got that Aussie dude moving on to Pentagonial. He gets a rough entry into that corner. Cleans it up on the exit though. Valhalla just behind too, closing up on that Aussie dude. Gares in the pits for a new wing. Yes, for a new wing. So Viking close now. No DRS yet though. He's using the energy. It goes for it late. He's going to try and keep the inside line. Swings it out. Tries to get the drive, but will not manage the overtake. That Aussie dude looking for the same thing, but still doesn't get it. Need to wait for DRS. Not really much sense. I mean, with the Viking, you can kind of understand because soft tires, you need to get on the go ASAP. But with that Aussie dude, just chill. The hard tires, you know. Alright. We've got yellow flags. Who is that? Is that Deku? A little bit. It was Deku a little bit. But Deku is all sorted now. Except for the fact that that car is potentially extremely damaged. Alright, the Viking now. Close on the heels. Bot Day pulling away 2 seconds of a gap now. DRS is enabled. That's big. That means Viking could be looking to get past straight away. Same with the Aussie dude. Alright, let's track this one first. With a little lift coming up Eau Rouge. Gets the DRS and you can just see how powerful it is down here. Casino takes the better line, but Pentagonial also getting done in by the DRS. That is, you know, it's one of the more powerful straights on the calendar to be hitting a straight line DRS overtakes. But luckily for Pentagonial, there's really no danger in the first and second of a 3-man race is not too rough, because Valhalla's going to be struggling against a big gap to overtake 2, and Deku with that damage, man, it's got to be so rough. Same with Gares, I think, it's just got all this damage. Still points on offer though, still looking to finish. Casino has not managed to stay on the back of the Viking at all. So Viking's going to go and start trying to cut into that gap a little bit. But here we have that Aussie dude, Pentagonial and Valhalla all on the DRS straight with some antics incoming. I can feel it. All of them get a pretty good exit, a little kick of oversteer for Valhalla. Uses the energy to make up for it though. Valhalla with a really tricky run through Eau Rouge. Down to a second through the gap between Pentagonal and that Aussie dude. Has it been made clear? Oh, that was looking a little rough. Pentagonal really comes across and strong arms that overtake. Aussie dude, you know, that was, I don't know, they kind of looked like they braked together and then stopped and then, I don't know, it was a weird looking overtake. But again, Aussie dude, not in that much danger, like third member of a train or second member of a train. It's all good. And if you're Valhalla, you just got to stay in DRS range and wait for a mistake from one of them, really. Save your tyres, and there's that mistake right there. So that Aussie dude spins round, is still facing the wrong way. Loggy Babe will take that spot. And now Valhalla, you know, big old gap to Pentagonal. That could be the break that Pentagonal needed. Got in front on that straight, and you know, if you do it just before the person you're racing spins, it's pretty lucky. 5 laps remaining. Botte firmly out ahead. 4-second gap. Medium tyres that will last very, very nicely. It's a lovely looking track, Belgium. I will say that. We also have O10s trying to get a grasp on this gap. Gap has the slightly fresher tyres, but Botte just in a league of their own in terms of pace today. Viking has managed to slightly break this gap down a little. Dropped from 4 seconds earlier down to 3.5. Has obviously opened up this 5.5 second on Catino, who unfortunately was not able to stay in DRS, but could find success in another 3 or 4 laps time. Vikings tyres could start to fall off, so there's still hope. Through the very tricky final chicane, Gers picks up a penalty. No doubt from some damage. Same with Deku's penalties. Pentagonal, I believe, picked up a penalty on that tricky uphill bit at Eau Rouge, but I'm not certain. I just seem to remember that being around where it was. Valhalla also coming up, trying to keep close. Trying to keep close to Pentagonal. Is jumping between about 1.4 and 1.8 gap. Should have the better tyres now, so we do see through these windier sections it does come down a bit. The trick though is to keep it really tight and consistent, and Valhalla is doing that. Has dropped it down to 1.1, so these hard tyres for Pentagonal might not be in a really good place right now. As the track opens up, the gap comes up a little bit. Yeah, so it's creeping back up. That much softer compound tyre is obviously much, much better in that Sector 2, top of the hill, like end of Sector 1 zone. Valhalla gaining a lot of time there, and then pretty much instantly losing it again when it opens up. He's burning the energy though to try and close this gap into DRS, sitting at 1.25 right now, 1.1. It's using the energy. If they can get a really good exit here, Pentagonial is struggling by the looks of it. It's down to, it's under a second. He's using the energy, it's creeping back up, but might have had it? I'm not sure. Does have it. Okay, so we have our first true battle of the later part of the race hotting up. But that DRS, you know, is only just enough to keep Valhalla within a second, and still struggling. He's going to need another couple of really clean laps. Just entering that part of the track where the McLaren of Pentagonial is going to start struggling on those 10-lap-old hard tyres. Keeping these corners really clean. See Pentagonial understeering a little bit through these sections. Close the gap right up now to 3/10, 4/10. Valhalla using the energy. What is Pentagonial on? 70%. So a tall ask for this overtake as Valhalla starts mowing just a touch of grass. What day it picks up the 3-second penalty. Could be that it doesn't matter. We will find out though. So is in the DRS zone. Pentagonial breaking the slipstream. Dashing over to the left. Got to make sure that you're not compromising a line by doing this though. Pentagonial using the energy to gain a little bit of this gap. Valhalla not using any up until then. Pentagonial not using any either. We're going to flick back and forth a few times. See, this is the problem, is that going to need to put pressure on Pentagonial sooner rather than later. 2 laps to go. The tyre situation's not going to get any better, but this top section, so hard on those hard compound tyres. It's going to be an exciting finish here, eh? I'm hoping. That Aussie dude coming through the field as well. Loggy Bear feeling the pressure, picking up a penalty. Have these guys both got the same penalty? Yeah, 3 seconds. 6 is in the back. That Aussie dude makes the overtake on Loggy Bear. Aussie dude looking to pick up some additional points from these penalties. Valhalla on this back straight now, using the energy, probably needs to be saving that. But definitely understand wanting to get as close as possible. These clean exits off these corners seems to get a much better one than Pentagonial, who's kind of a little bit in no man's land on that exit, but we will see. Oh, little too keen there. Little too keen. Had the right line, just got a little too tetchy on the accelerator. Does have the DRS once again though, and doesn't necessarily need to make the overtake now. Could make it at the start of the final lap, which is usually the way you want to be doing it for maximizing your chances of keeping that place. Gez and oh, Valhalla. Okay, gets the reset to track. Didn't pick up any damage, but yeah, that was tough. Tough. Isn't going to lose a spot unless you keep it really careful through here. Please, Valhalla. Want to see a good result and No hot tire spins, please. Hot Day crosses the line to start their final lap in the Williams. Huge time penalty, almost across the board, but it's just not going to matter. Nobody is close enough, I don't think. That Aussie dude also picks up a penalty. We've got yellow flags in... who was that? Westhoff overtaking that Aussie dude who's struggling. Alright, so we got Pentagonal closing on to Coutinho in front. Now, Coutinho's tyres are going to be a little shot. 11 laps on the mediums. They should be fine. Just got to have consistent laps to hit Pentagonal on the chase, but 13 lap hards are not quite the chasing tyre. Keeps it clean through there though. Knocks off 2/10. Rides the curb just a little. Ooh, makes a little contact on the inside there. That always makes me nervous. Valhalla with a penalty. Oh, okay, wow. Bot Day crosses the line and finishes. O10's also crosses the line in second, followed by the Viking on those soft tyres. So very well done, good call there. Manages to get them through to the end with a little help from Deku in that safety car extension. Coutinho crosses the line, followed by Pentagonal in 4th and 5th. Valhalla holds on to 6th with a very good drive. Logie Bear and Aussie Dude in 7th and 8th. Westhoff, unfortunately, with a DNF. And we also have Gears coming around now, possibly going for the fastest time. And will get a point for this if they can achieve it. There's a fair bit of energy that they've used this lap, so it definitely is an attempt. Little kick of oversteer, might not matter though. Did not, got that time. So there you go, an extra point there. 10th place is enough to qualify you for that extra point for fastest lap. And of course we see the Viking as driver of the day, according to Codemasters, which is fair enough. It's always starting at the back. Alright. Huge race. Yeah, sorry that I couldn't see the chat. I did bring it back up just then, but I was haunted by what I saw. So, it's gonna stay off. But we do appreciate you guys joining in, sending messages through. We are gonna look into a way to properly moderate the chat so that it's appropriate for everyone. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we should thank our sponsors. Sally's shirts. As you can see on the banner right now, we are sponsored by Sally's Shirts. Go to sallysshirts.com. They have shirts, they have jumpers, they have custom apparel. You know, you can get some racing stuff, you can get our merch there. Go to the website. And also, if you want to join one of the leagues, one of the races, some of our open lobbies, or just chat to some F1 fans, you can join the group. You will see the F1 Oceania Racing Facebook group there, as well as subscribe to our Twitch and YouTubes. We have those now. We're streaming to them regularly, so make sure drop us a follow, drop us a sub, like the videos if you're watching on those platforms. It gives us a better idea of where people are watching to. And yeah, so there you go. Bit of a strange one. Some big crashes, cars with huge damage, long safety car laps. That's one of the things about Spa. But anyway, that is all from us, and all from me. And yeah, next week after Belgium, what do we got? Let's look at the standings. That's not the button. That's not it either. There it is. So after Belgium, we've got, what's that? Netherlands. Oh yeah, that's a good race. Or is that Russia? No, Russia's two after that. Yeah, so Netherlands next. Same time next week. Join us. Wonderful. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Well done.